Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, Synergy X, where value meets potential. And I do believe that you have the potential to achieve whatever you want to achieve. And I hope that this particular video and my channel provides you with value. If it does, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Now guys, without any further ado, let's delve straight into the topic for today, which is decision making. Okay guys, so for decision making, how decision making impact your surroundings is an important key point to understand. What are the different ways and methods of making decisions, and what are the value of making informed decisions? And I'm sure we are subconsciously making decisions, and a lot of them subconsciously, but obviously we do some conscious decision making too, and hence why this is such an important topic and sometimes often forgotten, especially in the business world. So let's look at decision making, which can be complex, but following certain tips I believe can make it a lot easier. And as an entrepreneur, you must make decisions all the time. Decisions come in a variety of forms and must be dealt with accordingly. And below I've put a couple of examples. What are some consequences that will impact your decisions? What do you think are some of the consequences? Well, one of them is time. You make a decision. If you don't make a decision, you're wasting time. If you make a decision, maybe you've saved time, but a decision definitely affects time. It also impacts your organization. In what way? Could be in many different ways, but hence why it's so important to make the right decisions. And there are plenty of ways to help and tools to help you make the right decision, but we need to understand some of the consequences for decision making that we may not be thinking about in our daily lives. Impact on your employees, very, very, very key, right? That's a big consequence. Impact on your customers, maybe on your suppliers. And lastly, quality. It definitely has consequences for quality as well. Decision making is absolutely pivotal. Now, when making a decision, what do we need to consider? And this is obviously an example that you may follow. But number one is I make the decision on my own. I'm capable, I'm in charge, I make the decision on my own, no questions asked. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Whether it's wise remains to be seen. You can also consult a colleague before making the decision. And we can work with an example here. You're the CEO of your own company, and there is a decision that needs to be made. However, it's related to its data/tech related. You have the authority to make the decision, and you can make the decision on your own. However, the decision has consequences. So in this instance, if you are not an expert, an IT expert, what do? Well, you consult with your CTO or your IT person before that decision is made. What you can also do is consult a small group of people before making the decision. You can also facilitate for a group of people to make the decision. So within certain guidelines or within a certain framework, they can make the decision. And lastly, you can delegate the decision making to a person or group. These can typically be decisions that may not have as a severe consequence, but can be very good because it will save time to delegate the decision making to the respective employee. Some other ways that can help you make better and informed decisions. Imagine you have identified two alternatives already. Scrap them off. What would you do if those alternatives are not available anymore? Question constraints imposed on the decision. Consider objectives individually. Ask yourself, what would be the best way to meet objectives as a standalone goal? Also, you can consider past decisions. So what alternatives were considered in the similar problems? What was deemed the best course of action? However, do be careful about comparing your current situation with the past ones, as there may be certain differences that must be considered for your situation that was not present in the past decisions. And there is another way as well, known as a pre-mortem. And this may help you identify potential weaknesses or risks with your decision. So you can conduct a pre-mortem by doing the following. The pre-mortem suggestion is your best alternative, or your first choice based on your intuition and analysis so far. Then, the people involved in the pre-mortem, let's say your management team, must assume your best choice alternative was already made, and then it was a total disaster. It was a failure. And this can also be referred to as prospective hindsight. And what this does is it helps overcome unjustified optimism and confirmation bias. The one that participates in the pre-mortem must take failure as a given and work towards unveiling what happened to lead to that failure. Or, in addition, alternatively, you can do a pre-celebration. A pre-celebration can reveal additional factors and unsuspected opportunities that should be considered in evaluating alternatives. So as opposed to the first pre-mortem one, subject of discussion is your second best choice. Everyone must assume your second best choice was made and that it was successful. And then assuming success of the second choice and discuss why it succeeded and what benefits that was gained. So if you're a CEO, whatever you may be, I would recommend to conduct these type of exercises / workshops with your management team or with selected executives on important decisions that really has severe consequences for your organizations, for employees, and so on and so forth. So with that, I hope that you learned something new in this video about decision making, how important it is to make informed decisions. And I do have similar videos on this channel as well. So if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.